Have you ever thought about how could one morning shift your whole perspective on life? In less than 10 minutes, Tony Robbins turned one of his personal failures into an amazing lesson on how to feel better, faster. I think if you are someone that has fallen into the cult-like circle of Tony Robbins, this book is a must-read for those looking to escape and see behind the scenes how he deals with his own doubting voice inside. Waking up at 4:30 a.m. and sitting by the ocean in silence as dawn approaches. Your deepest fears and unanswered questions seem to replay in the darkness around you. This is a profound moment of self-confrontation and revelation for Robbins, not merely something to check off the list each morning. Gazing into the horizon, Robbins is reminded of his humble beginnings in India to later be known worldwide as a great motivator. A story of redemption that starts with the first, humbling step in realizing what was and believing in grace. This is not a Cinderella story by any stretch of the imagination. This is a testimony of the hustle and the grind of getting out of a cycle. Having come from a pretty tough upbringing, it was literally sink or swim for him. But here is where it all becomes most interesting. Robbins also does not perceive his past as a chain of misfortunes and pains. In turn, he takes them as not ends but means, one after the other, helps him reach a higher comprehension of both himself and his mission. In those waning hours by the sea, Robbins fights nostalgia on a grander scale. While he is one of the most successful people on earth, money-making Thompson confronts a deep question. What am I driving for? Bachelor. Done and dusted as he stands in his palace, there is one nagging, hollow feeling that will not drive Robbins to retire. He does not care for the standard goals of achievement. He is not driven by personal pride, but is inspired to give back and use his successes as a foundation for sharing grace and creating change. But what's grace? Robbins does not give a dictionary definition. He prefers to think of it as a deep gratitude, an appreciation for the forces, seen and unseen, making him who he is. That is where his own saga crosses with a common truth. We all have our windows of grace, but it belonged to us for the taking and holding. That message, Robbins says, is profound in its simplicity. Our purpose, he posits, is of a single grand vision. It, however, grows with our experiences and interactions. The purpose he devolves into is not just his own personal success, but spreading grace where it's needed most. This hits him with the aspiration to feed millions of people, not in search of fame, but as a way to give back and pay his debt forward. In closing his meditation, Robbins poses a poignant question to ponder. If we cannot calculate the grace in our lives, then what is all of it for? Indeed, it is hard to see beyond our own personal hardships and realize the deeper connection we have with each other in a larger goal. Followed just 10 minutes later by an incisive lesson in reminding himself of his purpose and gratitude, a sharp turn that Robbins achieves with unsentimental efficiency. His is not only an inspirational tale, it is one that begs a call to action. In accepting our own grace, we can rise above that which limits us and truly do something worthwhile to change the world. The next time you think about your journey, the challenges that lay ahead, and the uncertainty of it all, think back to Robbins. It is often in these quiet reflections that we find out the greatest truths about who are and what it means.